All right, welcome back to Split Decision. Before we handle our normal business, Christian is in France, so we have a special guest this week, a good friend of ours, Marquest. He's the head football coach at our local high school. He's an all-around great dude. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you. All right, this week on episode 44, we're going to dive into the NBA playoffs. Then we're going to give our take on the NFL draft. Following that, we're going to do our own draft of top 5 draft picks.
Okay.
And to round things off, we're going to go with UFC St. Louis. A good preview of that. That's Derek Lewis versus Rodrigo Nascimento. That's this weekend, May 11th. Don't want to sound too stupid. And don't forget Mother's Day on Sunday, May 12th. But before you do all of that, head to splitdecisionpod.com where you're going to see all of our recent episodes, top 5 drafts, everything we have. All right, let's go. All right, so today we're doing things a little bit differently. First off, we're pretty much just going to have like a live discussion on NBA playoffs. We're going to start with the Western Conference semifinals. This is the Mavericks, 5th ranked, taking on the number 1 seeded Oklahoma City Thunder. It's a good series so far, or at least Mavericks to get in this far was kind of put up a good series. You know, they won 3-2. Who'd they play again? I forgot.
The series before?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember.
I can click it real quick.
Click on it right quick.
But yeah, the Mavericks beat the Clippers. They upset the Clippers.
That's what it was. The old Clippers, all the injuries and whatnot.
Right. Paul George still there, hanging in there.
Kawhi Leonard still got bad knees.
Hey, it happens.
Trust me, I know.
Yeah, so they moved on. They got pretty much stomped out game 1, 117-95, as we expect. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, I've never seen him good on the Thunder. I don't know how many seasons he's played on the Thunder. How many has he?
I want to say like 3 or 4 because he got traded from the Clippers after the second, third year.
Okay.
The Clippers, Doc Rivers was really, really upset that they traded him, and that I think it was the Chris Paul trade or whatever the case may be. I'm not sure 100%. But because he saw future superstar, he averaged like, I want to say 18 as a rookie.
Damn.
I may be wrong. You can check that. But
we don't have to worry about stat checking.
Yeah, he's that guy, man. He wants the ball. I think he averaged like 30-something this year.
Now, it looks like Luka only scored 19. They're playing, when are they playing? Tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow.
So, Luka's averaging 28.3 points a game. I mean, if he puts up his season average, Kyrie comes in, you know, does what he needs to do. I don't see why Dallas couldn't win a game. I know it's like heavily stacked against them.
Yeah.
But it seems like Dallas gets themselves to this position often. That's why they acquired Kyrie, right? They were trying to find a way to get Luka help enough to get past the semifinals.
But is it enough?
I don't know. I mean, who's on outside of Alexander on the Thunder? Who's there? Who do they have? I'm
Giddey,
not familiar.
You have Giddey, who I love, who I was hoping that the Pelicans would draft.
Giddey was a quiddy too.
Yeah, so he's good to go, right? So I can talk good about him now?
Yeah, he's cool. A good guy.
All right,
certified good guy.
I think he's one of those point shooting guards who can handle the rock. His shooting's become better. He's long. That's the thing with the Thunder, man. They're extra long. They're lanky. And it's not a real problem. It's a problem for Luka, but it's definitely a problem for Kyrie.
Man, being 5'6", I've never been told I'm extra long.
All right, back to basketball. That was a good one. But Luka is going to have to be Luka, like 28, 10, and 10.
Now, they're still playing at Oklahoma, right?
Yeah, they're still at Oklahoma. So it's not a series yet until a road team wins. But I think for Dallas to steal this game, Luka is going to have to give you about 28 to 30, and Kyrie is going to have to give you about the same.
Man, I wish I had the stats on whether or not like Luka's lost back-to-back games in the playoffs, or like, you know, like what his rates are for, you know, doing that. They're currently on plus 160 money line underdog, the Mavericks.
Okay.
So it's a lot closer than I expected it, being a number 1 to a 5 seed.
They have Luka.
But they have Luka, they have Kyrie.
Yeah, the names. Man, OKC is tough. They don't have the names, but the guy that plays defense, let me go ahead and cheat right quick and see his name. He is the problem for Luka. Is he still on there? I may be wrong. I may be old. Dort.
Yeah.
That's his name.
Okay.
He was like a. I accidentally found out who this guy was because I was watching the game one weekend. This is like a couple of years ago. He's an undrafted guy who has a chip on his shoulder who's a defensive specialist. His job is to guard the best guy and just be a menace. Like he only played 26 minutes, but if you look at his plus minus, he's a plus 18. So that means he's on the.
So we think that we're more of a podcast for normal people. So if somebody doesn't know, like my wife listens,
Okay.
She doesn't know what a plus 18 is.
So it's basically as you are on a possession, did you have a positive or a negative impact on that possession?
Okay.
Like if, for example, if I'm playing against you one-on-one, if you score a bucket on me because of poor defense, that's a minus. It's not a plus.
Right.
If in that situation I lock you down, that's a plus, not a minus.
Man, they need to. That's how they educate people in 2K with the V coins.
Yeah,
you get a good assist, you get
money.
1 or 2 V coins
You don't
with a
get a
little
good
plus.
assist, they take the little things down, your little thing go down.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
It's a good thing, like learning how it actually impacts whether they pay you more, whether your stats are better overall.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
fun to play like that.
Yeah.
I think Game 2 is going to be very interesting. Who do you pick winning Game 2, Oklahoma City Thunder versus Mavericks?
My eyes and the math teacher in me look at these stats, say it's OKC. But man, Luka, that dude, bro. Luka's a
He really
dog.
is.
Like he's seeing him talk. Are we allowed to say certain words on this podcast?
Yeah, you can do your best.
Okay, seeing him talk shit to these NBA players, the way he talks to them and calling guys small and say, "Boy, you can't guard me." Luka's that dude.
He does back it up.
Oh, he backs it up, and it's just him. Like I love some Kyrie Irving, but he plays no defense, and he's
Now-
6'2".
Add a little bit more for you
Okay.
before you make your final draw in this game. Thunder have won. They're 10 in a row. They won 10 straight.
True.
But it's like you said, it's Luka. He's that dude. I mean, there's a lot of things. It's close odds. Mavericks, they're better in points. Points for. They're better in rebounds. But the Thunder's better in assists, 3-point percentage, and field goal percentage. Like you said, the Thunder doesn't have as big of names that the Mavericks do. Mm-hmm. But it's going to be a long series. At some point, Luka had a bad game on game 1. It was 19 points. What was it? 7 rebounds, something like that. It wasn't the performance you used to seeing out of him. They lost by 22.
Yeah.
If he puts up his normal 28, they lost by 12.
And Kyrie puts up 8 more, they lose by 4. So
Then it's
10.
a game.
So
I know I'm speculating.
Yeah,
and
but
saying
I understand. I understand. It's closer than what it looks.
Right. I think Mavericks are going to win game 2.
That's your pick, Mavericks?
Mavericks, yeah. I rode with them on beating the Clippers in that series. I'm going to keep riding with them. I don't think they necessarily beat the Thunder in this series, but I think they win game 2.
If there's a game for the Mavericks to steal, it'd be this one. I'm looking at these numbers again. Good guy. And my boy Josh Giddey had a terrible game, and they still won by 20.
Yeah. If he comes out and they, Shai performs and Giddey performs, then it's another blowout victory, maybe.
Jalen Williams is so. Luka's that dude. I'm going with Dallas. I'm sorry. I just can't. If I'm betting my money, I'm gonna go with Luka because basketball is not a numbers thing. Sometimes that guy just shows up because you doubt me.
Totally fair. All right, let's jump over to another game tomorrow. I'm sorry, not another game. Well, no, it is another game tomorrow. That'll be Eastern Conference semifinals, Cavaliers versus Celtics. The number 4 seed taking on the number 1 seed again. Mm-hmm. Boston leads 1-0. It's kind of contentious coming in. It's hard for the Cavaliers to play. They're kind of the same thing where they're not a big name team right now.
Yeah.
Where you got the Celtics
loaded with names.
Yeah, everybody's got a name on him. Jaylen Brown, who he's I don't want to say the knowest name, the biggest nobody.
He's the highest paid nobody in the history of highest paid nobodies because you know him, but you don't know him.
Right. Yeah, I couldn't pick him out of a lineup, but goddamn, I've heard his name. He's put up 30 points, 30 points, not a game, but 30 points in so many games this season. It's ridiculous,
32
or at
last
least
game.
as much as I've heard it. This is one where I think it's kind of a clear, more of a, different in the Mavericks Thunder. I think it's more of a clear division.
Yeah.
The odds on this one are minus 950 for the Celtics to win Game 2, plus 625 for the Cavaliers to steal it.
Yeah.
I'm going to lean into that.
So no Donovan Mitchell, that guy?
Look,
I mean,
Donovan Mitchell.
You like him? Is he, do you think he's able to do it by himself? Because he's basically by himself. I mean,
yeah.
He has Garland, but he's a 6'1" point guard. And I'm looking at the roster, like, I don't know much about the Cavs, but... And then Jared Allen didn't play last game because of illness, and that's a defensive stopper, so maybe that'll swing a little bit.
But they still lost by like 30.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to be skeptical.
Okay.
I mean, optimistic. I'm sorry, optimistic.
I'm being skeptical.
You're being skeptical.
Yeah, just straight up. I think the Celtics, I'm going to just lock it in up front. Celtics going to win Game 2.
All right.
Because I'm trying to build a little parlay action.
Okay, this is the easy one. Like I said, I could go into details about how Jason Tatum had a horrible game last game, and everybody loved him over Jaylen Brown. And usually in games like this, when it gets a little dirty, Jaylen Brown shows up and Jason Tatum goes a little ghost. But at the end of the day, I'm looking at these names, and your boy didn't even play. What's his name, mate? I don't see Kristaps Porzingis on here. Am I tripping?
You might be. I don't memorize rosters or
So
anything
I'm looking
like
at
that.
the stats. So I'm looking at the stats. I don't see any stats for Kristaps. So if he didn't play or I messed up something in the process of looking at these stats, Celtics going to win. The Celtics are going to win this series in like maybe 5 games. I'm sorry.
I believe you.
Yeah, it's not going to be that close.
All right.
If they don't win this year, they're going to blow that team up.
Let's go. Where are we going next? Eastern Conference semifinals, Game 2, or not Game 2, Game 3, Pacers, Knicks.
Yeah, let's go there.
All right. What you think happens here? You got Jalen Brunson being whatever.
He played for Dallas.
Yeah.
They let him go and chose to get Kyrie, and I always said, why? That's your homegrown product.
Yeah.
He had no problem being a second fiddle to Luka. And now, who knows what y'all could have been? Because I'm sorry, and he actually plays defense. Sorry, Kyrie, you don't play defense.
No, he doesn't. I tried to do one of those like player props things on Kyrie, and it was, you always just assume Luka's going to hit his 30 points or whatever. So it's like Luka 30 with 10 assists. Mm-hmm. Then I hit like Kyrie 20, and then 4 assists, and he hit 4 assists. I was like,
that's
damn.
a good day.
Yeah,
that's
like
a good
2
day.
rebounds.
That's a good day. No steals or 1 steal because somebody deflected and he got it.
Yeah, he's like, oh, hey, caught the ball.
He can play defense.
He doesn't choose to.
He chooses not to. So in that series with the Knicks and the Pacers, now we can talk about the Knicks, but man, and they just lost the second game, I want to say. So they're down 2-0. They lost 130-121 tonight. Jalen Brunson's that guy, but they also have a guy on the other side, Tyrese Halliburton, who has a coming out party.
Yeah, he put up 34 points tonight.
So he's tough.
They still lost.
They're in New York or in Indiana?
Next game?
Yeah, in Indiana, right?
Let's see. They will be going to the Pacers.
Okay, so once again, the series doesn't start until someone loses a road game or someone wins a road game. So if they win these 2 games, who knows? But once again,
that's true, because if you have somebody like Halliburton play like that again, I know once again I'm just speculating, but then you have Siakam come out and play his normal game. It's a good game with the Pacers and Knicks. Brunson can't carry the team by himself completely, but it goes to show you that things can happen. Odds for that are a little similar to Mavericks Thunder. That's minus 218 plus 180. Pacers, actually, Pacers at home have the minus 218 advantage. Mm-hmm. So, be that what it is, I think the Knicks are going to go in there and upset. I think it's going to become a series because the Knicks are going to beat the Pacers at home. I think Halliburton's not going to be able to do that
so
all series.
Does the Pacers win a game? Does the Pacers even win a game?
I think Pacers probably win game
1, 4.
Yeah, game 4 to try to at home to keep the series alive. But just because the Knicks want to win it at home, they want the home crowd to feel the victory, not the slander on the road.
It's been 30,000 years since they felt a home victory in playoff game. I feel you. Here's the X factor though. They have yet to put Tyrese Halliburton on Jalen Brunson. And he's a defensive guy.
Okay.
Now, granted, they're probably trying to say don't do that because you got to score freaking 40 points to give him a chance to win. But what if he's long, man? He's like, what, 6'5"?
Yeah.
And your boy Brunson's like, what, 6'2", 6'1"?
Yeah, I don't want to say short, but he's
not,
on the shorter end of the NBA spectrum.
Yeah, short for NBA guys, not short for us. So I think Pacers win Game 3.
So I'm still leaning with my Knicks. Game 3. The Knicks are leading points on the season, rebounds on the season, field goal percentage, 3-point percentage. I'm in.
I feel you.
I'm in.
And everything's saying Knicks, but something in the back of my head just says it's the freaking Knicks, man. They're going to figure out a way how to mess this up somehow. If not this round, definitely this next round.
Oh, yeah.
The Knicks going to the finals?
They're not going to win.
Oh, the Knicks going to the finals?
I don't think so.
Okay, all right. So the Celtics are going to beat the Knicks.
Oh, yeah. With how good the Celtics have been, it wouldn't surprise me if they redeem Tom Brady, not the blowout Patriots.
Yeah.
They redeem the town that Tom Brady built with an NBA Finals
championship. Eli
championship.
Manning twice. Yeah, I know. Wow.
That's
your GOAT.
It is. He is a good GOAT.
That's
and then one more series to go over here. I think your favorite one.
Yes, sir.
Western Conference semifinals, Game 3. Nuggets versus the Timberwolves. As of today, the Nuggets are down 2-0.
2-0.
So we're talking Game 3, Western Conference semifinals. What do you think? What happened in Game 1 and 2? Why are the Nuggets not?
Anthony Edwards. We talk about
He's just
Luka.
that dude?
We talk about Luka. I think Anthony Edwards, listen to me right here when I say this, and I may be wrong, he's going to be the face of the NBA after LeBron James retires. Not because he's necessarily the most skilled player, but because he wants to be the face. He wants to be that guy. This is a guy who didn't like basketball until he realized he can only go so far in football. He plays football on the court. He's that guy. He made Karl Anthony Towns become, good again.
Yeah, gave him the ability to be open because he's a threat.
I'm not number one, but I'm a great number 2.
Yeah.
So,
Game 1, they both put up 27.
Exactly.
Karl Anthony Towns.
Perfect role.
Yeah.
Scottie Pippen to my Michael Jordan. Not that extreme, but you know what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah, that's interesting. That's 2-0 lead. It's tough. It's very tough. What do you think happens for Game 3?
It's at Denver, right? It's in Denver. Mm-hmm. It's not in Denver?
No, it's at Timberwolves.
Hold up. Please tell me I'm mistaken. The T-Wolves won 2 games in Denver?
Let me go back. We're going to view the series. Minnesota leads 2-0. Game 3 is at Minnesota. So, yeah, it looks like they...
Well, we did say the series...
Looks like they won 2 away.
We did say a series doesn't become a series if someone win a away game, and they won 2.
They're nothing but consistent. They scored 106 in both games.
Does Jokic get swept? And I'm going to premise this by saying, we talked about this before, I'm not a Jokic hater. I like Jokic. I think Jokic is one of the most skilled big men of all time, NBA history. 3-time MVP, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not a big LeBron fan, right? But if LeBron gets swept like this, boy, they'll have his thing with burning the effigy, whatever you call that thing, they got the doll burning them up. They'll go crazy if LeBron down 0-2, losing 2 games at home.
Oh, yeah, I'm all over Twitter if LeBron's losing.
What? I know you hate LeBron. I know.
I'm the first person just,
So you see what I'm saying, though, right?
Having people writhing in the comments because they think I'm just hating to hate.
You hate for no reason. But if he does go down 3-0 or gets swept, does the narrative change if people start talking negative about him? I think it shouldn't.
I mean, it's gonna change because that's all people do over the offseason is speculate.
Yeah.
But then he's gonna come out and he's gonna do his normal, career thing where he puts up
25, 12, and 12.
Right. 26 points a game, 10 rebounds, 12 rebounds, 10 assists. He's going to do almost a triple-double every game for the season.
Mm-hmm.
So if he falters in the playoffs, whatever. He's selling tickets. I mean, they're not gonna get rid of him or hate on him.
Yeah.
He just might need a support cast because it's hard to be a big man and win a final.
I feel you.
You know, like he's a big defensive guy. He's scoring. He's not scoring. He can score threes, but he's scoring closer shots because he's getting rebounds.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh well, I can just. I can win.
There's an X factor we're not taking into consideration. Jamal Murray, the point guard, the clutch guy.
Yeah. Who hasn't been clutch.
Who hasn't been clutch? Who scored like 3 points, 5 points during the game? He threw a freaking pad on the court.
Yeah, he's been all mad.
No one's seen it.
He got a $100,000 fine for that.
But did they suspend him for the next game?
No, he got voided suspension.
Lucky. Because
he actually, this thing says he tossed a heating pad and a towel.
And the referees didn't see it. Should have been a tech.
Yeah, no doubt. They should have lost by more.
So that means they're in his head.
Yeah, they might get swept.
They might get swept. Because without him, Jokic has no shot. I don't care how good you are. You can't beat a team like this by yourself.
So odds are minus 185 for the Timberwolves at home. I think the Timberwolves win Game 3.
Yeah.
Go up 3-0.
I can't even argue. I agree with that 100%. I would love to argue with you, but Carl Anthony Towns and my boy, the new face of the NBA, they're about to stamp this down. I'm not going to say they win by 26 again, but I can see them winning by double digits.
Okay. That's fair. Who do you see winning the NBA Finals?
Timberwolves.
The Tims. All right.
I'm sorry. This guy is just... Look at this picture I'm looking at, man. This guy is grimacing at the camera and making me scared right now as we speak.
Yeah.
He I could be wrong. It should be the Celtics. It should be the Celtics.
Yeah, but Karl Anthony Towns, in this series, he's averaging like 35 points a game.
And that's against an MVP.
Right. He is doing it.
So, like I say, his issue...
And Jokic, one thing to counter, not to counter what you said, but to argue against, like, you know, Jokic isn't doing all the things. He is still doing his 24, 12, and 10. Like, it's just he can't do 40, 25, and 30.
To win this series, might have to.
Yeah, exactly.
Because especially if your boy's not showing up, he's done it before.
Yeah, this is one I think you just can't put on Jokic alone.
Alone.
Like, it's more on Murray than
people
anything.
Some people will say it's on him because, I mean, he's the face. But that was LeBron James, let's be honest. They'd be like, oh, Lord.
Yeah, last game he did 16 points, 16 rebounds, 8 assists.
I mean,
I would argue
he should have had 2 more assists.
I would argue their 16 rebounds is like, all right, they're already down. He can't be just putting up a layup.
Yeah.
He's got to pass it out, try to get the 3.
I feel you.
I'm not trying to take too much credit for him. That's game 2. You know, in game 1 they did a little bit better, not much. It was 99 to 106 instead of 80 to 106. But all that really means is Jokic just scored a little bit more. You know, like
how many points per game does the Denver Nuggets average? I'm pretty sure it's more than 80-something. Like, I'm pretty sure it's substantially more than 80-something, right?
Yeah,
so the
absolutely.
defense they're playing...
Average points per game for the two teams combined are at 215. So, you know, they're right there with that points. 113 for points 4 for the Nuggets.
It's not that 80 and 80, would you say 86, 88?
And Timberwolves average points 4 106.
And they got 106 again. And the
That's what I said. Say something about consistency.
So they're consistent, and their defense is something they can't deal with. I guess it's too physical.
Maybe.
So I don't know. They need to figure it out because it's not going to look. It's not going to look good. You won a championship, and how many NBA teams have won a championship and got swept the next year?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that hasn't happened before.
It usually doesn't.
Yeah.
They normally put up some kind of fight.
Some type of fight.
But I will say LeBron.
He got swept?
I don't know.
You would know.
I don't know if he got swept, but I will say every time, not every time, but he's been kicked out of the playoffs a lot of times. It's the factor of being in the league for so
21
long.
Years, yeah.
He's won, what, 6?
No, he won 4 championships.
4. Ha, ha, ha.
He's 4 and 6. He did it on purpose? He did it on purpose?
Yeah, a little bit. He's won 4, right? And he's been kicked out of the playoffs like 12, 13 times.
A lot.
There's a good chance he's been swept.
He has been swept, but
And
has he been swept
there's a good
after
chance
a championship?
there's a good chance he's been swept after a championship.
But think about it. Last Lakers championship, maybe?
Use the math teacher. Play the odds.
I feel you. We'll look that up another date, but it better not happen, Jokic. I'm sorry.
That would be a crime thing.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, so that'll wrap up the NBA, not draft, the NBA playoffs talk.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe.